Your Honor, I know you may think this is one of the most detestable clowns, which there are many, but please attempt to put on your blindfold and give our client, Pennywise, a.k.a. the Deadlights, a.k.a. it, a fair judgment. Because beneath the face paint, beneath the cute balloons, and yes, beneath the unusual diet, lies a tragic story of one of the most misunderstood beings you'll ever meet.
One of the most misunderstood beings of all time, because this is absolutely a being. This isn't a mere human. This isn't a mere man or woman. This is a being, something that we can't even understand. This being is accused of a lot of crimes. Many, many, many crimes. And to be honest, they're kind of repetitive. I'm not sure the jury really wants to hear about all the specific crimes. We're just going to kind of pile them all into one heinous bucket. Most of them fall into the same category, everything that's going in this bucket. So we know what this individual is accused of. But what we don't know is who this individual is. Before we get started, let us know in the comments what crimes you think the creature it committed that are unforgivable or indefensible. We're about to prove you wrong.
Let's give the jury a little bit of a backstory on our client, Pennywise, a.k.a. the Deadlights. You know what? This guy, who you might think is just a sewer-dwelling clown, was actually born billions of years ago in an alternate dimension, or I should say a different universe, known as the Macroverse, with a brother turtle, okay? I don't know if anyone's following us here, but that is the true origin of our client.
If anybody's ever seen The Master of Disguise, Dana Carvey, it's just like that.
Yeah, it's basically Master of Disguise. I don't know if they have any sort of rights to sue Stephen King for his clear ripoff, but the Deadlights, a.k.a. Pennywise, a.k.a. it, crash lands onto Earth, and he basically hibernates there for unknown amount of time, basically until humans arrive. And then that's when our client kind of picks up from where we want to start blaming him for things. But just to put in perspective where he comes from, you know that old relative of yours that you kind of like, oh, he's out of touch. You know, he's born a different generation. Our client was born billions of years ago. Yeah. So imagine how out of touch potentially he is to our common morals and sensibilities. If we can just put him into some sort of context before we start this.
Oh, dude, absolutely. And it's not even just that. Let's just, this whole hibernation thing that you introduced here, let's just go into exactly what this hibernation stasis thing is. This is just a period after feeding. We'll go into the feeding later. It's a post-feeding period where there's basically recovery. When humans arrive, this being wakes up. But let's not ignore the examples of what exactly prompts the awakening of this creature. It is exclusively heinous crimes. It's not just humans arriving. It is murders. It is rapes. It is mass suicides. It is a bunch of egregious stuff. It's the worst crimes that humanity can commit. This is like when a dad or a father wants to take his family on a surprise vacation. Like, oh, where are we going to go? And then he takes them to like England or like Delhi or something like that. No one wants to go to those places for vacation. Okay, they suck. Those are the kind of crimes that prompt the awakening of this creature. Now, we'll go into the crimes in a minute, but let's just pretend for a second this creature committed these crimes. It's kind of on the humans. If the humans did not commit egregious crimes to begin with, it's not going to prompt the reactionary crimes that this creature is allegedly committing. And lastly, I just want to say, we don't know this with 100% certainty, but it is said in the novel the it creature might be female. They think it's female because the earthly form that this thing takes is a female spider, specifically a female spider. So, just maybe to throw a little sympathy toward the jury. The law kind of looks more favorably on female defendants. I might refer to it as she throughout this if I can remember. And I might also call her Penny because that's kind of cute.
Our client is definitely in a marginalized group right now,
dude.
And we should look favorably on our client.
100%.
Please look favorably. But going back to the fact that our client crash landed here on this earth way before even in this universe, I should say, humans are around. This is simple self-defense. This is castle doctrine, which is legal in the state of Maine. He's here first. This is his home. And people basically try to come and squat on his property. And people get upset the fact that our client has the audacity to defend himself to get these people off his land. This is already in the law. I mean, anytime he pushes people off the land, this should be automatically a self-defense case, and he should be seen innocent, because we also have the fact that Indians in this time, or, the time before the founding of America, are in this area after our client, pushes them off, or at least kills enough of them. And I didn't say murder, he kills enough of them. They move away, and the killings stop. So imagine that, huh? After I crawled out of this guy's basement that I've been squatting in for I don't know how many years, he stopped harassing me.
Yeah.
Imagine
Dude,
that.
It's true. It's true. The Native Americans are the true colonizers before the white people showed up. But I mean, obviously, the white people did it too. But the bottom line is just don't colonize people, right? I mean, that's a value we can all get behind, right? In 2025.
Just know that when you take land, it's probably going to be violent and expect resistance.
Don't squat. Don't colonize. It's as easy as that. By the way, this is also a huge little caveat in there too. If you do squat, and if you do invade someone else's territory and seize your own, plant your little flag, your little freak flag, if that's what you want to do, don't start committing murders and rapes and suicides. Just don't do it. And guess what? This guy who you're stealing land from, this girl, I'm sorry, Penny the Brave, probably isn't going to have any issue with what you're doing. How hard is that to do?
You would think it's extremely easy to do. It should be hard whatsoever. The fact that our client here, Penny the Brave, Penny the Great, is limiting himself or herself to just this range of dairy based off his powers being from an alternate dimension, or I keep saying dimension, it's probably just alternate universe, the macroverse.
Yes.
Which, I mean, not as cool as the microverse, but...
No, nothing is.
This creature being from this other universe, you would think he has enough power to become like the ruler of the world, but he doesn't. He just limits himself to this one little town.
Well, he has the power.
You know?
She has the power, but she chooses not to. Like, there's so much humility in that, so much humility. You know, these crimes of which this person is accused of, would they really be committed by someone so humble?
No, this person definitely is humble. And if anyone that ignores that fact is just ignoring reality. And they just want to play victim. You're not a victim. You are an active participant in a situation that results in someone acting in self-defense.
Speaking of victims, true victims, we have Penny, who is nothing but a victim to her own nature that she did not decide to give herself. You mentioned at the beginning, this turtle brother. Well, this turtle brother is actually more of a superior, and it's really God. It's actually like the creator of this little Stephen King universe, who for some reason imbued the It creature with a ridiculous Galactus-esque need, an insatiable hunger to consume human beings, specifically scared human beings, okay? This is the requirement for this being's survival. Now, I want the jury to think for a second, use that noggin real quick. Are any of the crimes that this creature is accused of related to consuming humans? Were the alleged murders that we're talking about here, were they described in a way that made you think that this creature was attempting to scare the people beforehand? If your answer was yes, please turn to the nearest juror, co-juror, and punch him in the face, because I can't believe that any of you entertained the idea of calling this innocent creature trying to feed on its natural food source a criminal. It's ridiculous. In universe, the fear is the salt to the meat. Guess what happens to human beings? Like if you're on a carnivore diet and you try to eat meat that's unsalted, guess what happens? You die. Because you need a high level of sodium in the absence of glucose and stuff. That's exactly what the comparison being made here is. They need the fear to be there. This is the original adrenochrome junkie. This is the OG. Like, this is... The It creature is the Thomas Edison of adrenochrome consumption. Abraham is to circumcision like Pennywise is to adrenochrome maxing. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about
shirts.
Here. Yeah,
print the shirts. Yeah. All
it's
that.
Just true.
Let's pretend that none of you guys also season your food. Like, no one eats unseasoned food. You always put seasoning on your food. I would like to know anybody in the jury who eats a plain turkey breast or meat. No one does that. Even a potato. Who eats a plain potato with no salt, no cheese, no extra flavors to it, no seasoning, just bland food? No one does that. Unless you have like a shirtless scene in a Marvel movie, right? That's the only time you're ever eating dry, unflavored chicken breasts for periods of times. This is ridiculous.
If someone's eating an unseasoned potato, the It creature is waking up in your town because that's the level of crime you just committed.
And probably because you're Irish too. He's coming after you.
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
and then on top of that, we also have, to take this down to another level of realism, people can't even go without having the brand new iPhone, which you want to talk about the effects and the costs of having brand new phones every year. It's like, come on, dude. You expect me to have sympathy for you? Or you expect me to look bad at our client when you are doing this to other people? And like, don't kids have to like mine for like cobalt? Isn't that the thing they have to do to make brand new phones?
Yes.
And some people are like, well, I can't be without my new iPhone 27. I need it, which I don't even know what number it is. Listen,
Who knows?
I have an iPhone 11. And if my iPhone 6 didn't break, I would still have the iPhone 6.
These people are spoiled as hell. They're spoiled as hell. They don't know how good they have it. Our poor creature here is just sitting, trying to mind his own business. Listen, you want the bottom line here. Would you try to send an anteater to prison for eating ants? Would you put an anteater on trial for eating ants? This is a higher creature. This is a creature that we can't even comprehend. We are the food source to this creature. It might appear like this thing's being sadistic and it's like getting off on making you scared. It just is able to look at us and understand emotionally what's going to get us going into that fear adrenochrome state, right? That's why it's doing that. And also that's why it preys on children too, right? That's really get that adrenochrome pumping. That's just how much of a master of human emotions and psychology it is. This thing is a woman. It's a female, right? Female spider, more emotionally intelligent, picking up on those little cues. Very progressive, and we should be celebrating the it creature for its accomplishments, I think.
It's funny enough, too, our client's only weakness is if you believe it, you can do it. Basically, if you can defeat this monster, if you believe it, you can actually kill it. Like when they have the little silver, they're not bullets, they're little pebbles or rocks, and they shoot it at it. It's not that he's allergic or his weakness is silver. It's his weakness is when people believe they can destroy him or her, they can, but if they fear it, then it gains its saliva, and it basically just starts licking its lips, waiting to bite down on these children. That being said, I believe that Derry secretly, deep down, as a society, they want Pennywise around. They need him around because without Pennywise around, this town would be full of losers and weaklings. Pennywise is a good filtration system we have as a society to prevent weak people from gaining positions of power, bullies reigning supreme over others. It is a great way to not only create humans stronger as adults, but also powerful friendships. Without Pennywise, I don't think the Losers Club comes together, right?
No,
this is a net positive, I think, on Derry.
It's way, way positive. This is beautiful. It's like an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's only friendship. This creature's existence in here in Derry is not only keeping these overt, like pompous, like Biff-type dudes out of there, out of power, the bullies, right? Not only that, but you're also keeping these like scrawny, more like mischievous, conniving figures out of there too, rubbing their hands together, like plotting something evil. Both of these figures become victims. And yes, some children may fall into the mix too, but again, that's just out of necessity to eat. The remaining population, they're strong as hell. See, we're kind of skewed when we see the It franchise because we're only seeing what's happening inside of Derry. You guys don't understand. The jury does not get it. They're looking dumbfounded right there. The jury, you guys honestly look like a bunch of idiots. You look like a bunch of idiots. Wake up. Your Honor, can we do something about this? It's really pissing me off. But
it's making me so angry right now. I'm standing up.
Yeah. Co-counsel, please sit down. We don't want to have an objection. We only see inside of Derry. It's like Sparta, dude. Okay, you don't see it, but if we ever got like a little away game situation going on, where we get to go to like the rival town or whatever, Derry would kick their ass in every single way. Maybe not on the playing field, maybe not on the football field. I don't know how their football skills are. We're not talking about that. But it's like when the fans show up sitting on the other side of the bleachers, we don't get the comparison because all we see are people from Derry. If we got to see Derry folk next to like Eldersville or whatever bullshit place that they live near, it would be night and day. It's like David and Goliath, except in this situation, Goliath is like moral and awesome and tried and true, and David's a little snickering, conniving bitch who didn't have to go through the rigors of dealing with the It monster.
Yeah, on the football field of life, we're up 67-0. And also, let's not forget that our client basically has a one-loop policy or like a one-pass policy that if he's not able to get you that time and you get away scot-free, he's not coming back for you. He's allowing you to leave. It's only because the Losers Club crawled back in the sewer, tried to fight him, that he actually starts antagonizing them more. And even when they leave Derry later on, when they grow up, he doesn't chase after them. He just minds his own business. Again, defending his home, only doing that. He's not, antagonizing people to as some sick thrill to go after the same person over and over and over and over and over again. No, it's just one pass. Kind of like Passover.
Think about the level to which this guy or girl has been abused. Okay, once a powerful, the second most powerful being in the universe, in the multiverse, in the macroverse, now contained to a pathetic town, well, once pathetic, I should say, that this creature has made great, at least as great as it can be. But not only that, think about the restraint and there's like reclusion this character has to let Derry thrive as much as possible. Now, it's not even don't step foot on my lawn or on my property or in my house, don't come in my sewer system. Don't set foot in my sewage. And they can't obey that. They can't obey, hey, please do not trespass where my shit is. Or not even that, where our collective shit is. No one should want to go there. But for some reason, they can't stay away.
They're like moths to the flame, right?
Yes, yeah, they are. The Kavorka, lure the animal.
Also, a last point I want to make about the people of Derry. Let's not forget what these kids did in the book before they went into the sewer, thinking that, hey, if we just all lose our innocence to one another, he won't have power over us. What kind of sick neighborhood, what sicko kids do we have around here in Derry? Okay, this is disgusting. What are we doing? And you don't even get me started with author Stephen King.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say
an adult writing this needs to be put on a list. But our client is innocent.
Think of the elaborate cosmology of the It universe. We have a really old creature that's made of light. No explanation. And then his brother / God, the turtle. But then let's write a super detailed child orgy. That's, Your Honor, I think it's very clear from our testimony now. Let's just wrap this case up early. We have like a week left of this trial. Don't you think we can just wrap it up now? I think our case is closed here.
And expect a class action lawsuit on behalf of all clowns, because this has done nothing but tarnish the name of the good, wholesome clown community.
The clowns will rise again.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and smash that like button.
Or not. We don't care.